Hey, Royaire. What's
Hey,
up?
Auntie Diva. How you doing? Look, how you doing?
Listen, how you doing? We found out, this week, because first, just to digress for a minute, we saw on the like all the outlets were saying that Wendy Williams got like 100,000 per episode for,
Right?
and then just last week I saw that they only gave her 82,000. Like they exploited her, ripped her off. It is so sad if you can work your whole life
Whole life.
and did whole life and grind. You talking about she ain't know nobody in the industry. She grind from like the ground up, literally. From the radio stations to making it to a talk show to come to this point in her life.
The number one daytime talk show television host.
You better tell the people about your auntie Wendy. Come on
The
now.
number one daytime.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you
Was
doing?
spreading the tea and not lying about it. She was speaking the truth. And now the people want to wish Wendy Williams was back. All y'all owe Wendy an apology out here dragging her through the mud, talking about she paying for what she did. The only difference between what she did and what you do, she did it in front of everybody. You do it behind closed doors, like a little you know what, but we'll move on.
We'll move on. And
Shut
you
up,
know what? Come on. One day we gotta have a what you call it? A shoe cam day. Honor Wendy.
That would be cute. Okay, I'm here for it.
One day. So, but in the meantime, let's get back to the task at hand here. The Braxtons. I will say this before we get into this episode. They giving us a show.
Hands down.
They giving us a show.
Hands
I like
down.
this because this is like clean reality.
Yes.
We're not seeing made up scenes.
Mm-mm.
And then if they are manufactured, they're not highly manufactured. It's based off of real stuff that's going on in their lives.
Yes.
They giving us a show.
It's
And
a
for
show.
that, I'm gonna say bravo. And but what I see it's gonna be a short season because they said next week is the season finale, right?
Oh, I missed that. I don't
I
know.
believe they did say that, Royaire. I believe they said next week is a season, and that's gonna be only 8 episodes. So it's shocking to me, but we're gonna see how this thing pans out. I could have heard wrong.
Okay.
Go and check me. But
okay, I'll definitely check back. I mean, if it is the season finale, I can definitely see that. We were coming back for the first season. Most first season shows only do 8 to 9 episodes, so we're already at episode 7. So it would make sense. It would also make sense to leave something for a storyline for a season 2. If we worked everything out now, we won't have anything for later. So I could see if it is, shout out to this first season. Amazing job. And y'all got to bring it back for a season 2 because we have to follow up with the family to see if we can get on one accord and really see Tracy's vision come to pass of everyone being on one accord and being the family that she desired everyone to be while she was here and in her passing. So we'll see.
We'll see. So just to let y'all know that if definitely next week is the season finale, we will open after we do all of our recap. We will throw the link out there to let y'all up to tell your views and see if y'all want to say anything about the show. Royaire and I are going to play around when we recap next week because next weekend I am leaving on Sunday to go on a little mini trip. And then I'll be back, and then I come back, and I'm going again for a little mini trip. But we'll talk about it, okay? But we'll figure out when we're going to recap next week's show. So here we are with season 1.
Before you get into that, sorry. Let's make sure we hit the like button on both channels. We are live on both of our channels. Make sure you hit that share button. I know last week we went live at 3, so we're here a little early. But hit the share button. Let the people know we are live and we are recapping the Braxtons season 1, episode 7, Lights, Camera, Braxtons. Go ahead.
Come on now, and ain't that a cute title?
Ain't that a cute title? I was like, they did it up with the titles this season. Now they did it up with the titles.
We're gonna give it up. Lights, Camera, Braxton. I love it. So you want to go ahead and go through this first scene with Towanda, Trina, and Missy? Or you want me to take that scene?
Yeah, sure. So, as you said, Auntie Diva, it's giving last week. The Towanda and Trina show. That's just what it's been giving this whole season. Towanda, Trina.
Okay, so hold on, Royaire. Should we rename this Towanda, Trina Braxton?
The two Braxtons.
Come on now. We can help the people out. We can produce from the outside because that's what it is.
Look, the two Braxtons and Mama E.
Oh, no, wait. No, we could call it the Braxtons featuring Towanda, Trina, and Mama E.
Look, they would teach you a thing or two. The Braxtons family values, okay?
And listen, special guest stars every now and then, Toni and Tamar.
Friend to the shows, but okay.
I'm just a friend. Honey, he said I'm just a friend. I don't know what's going on.
She showed up to the party late, but it's okay. It's okay. We still appreciate you, Tamar, for coming through. Thank you, boo. Mm-hmm. So we bounced back in Atlanta. A lot of last week we were in LA, so we bounced back in Atlanta. Trina and Towanda are at the nail salon preparing to get their nails done. And so Towanda opens up and says, Mommy went on a date last weekend, I heard. And so Mommy's coming and we want to get all the tea. Now, they gave us a little flashback of the earlier seasons of the Braxtons. Mama E has been set up with a few dates, and so the last date that Towanda set her up on was with a 27-year-old man, honey, okay? And Mama E was not too pleased. So Towanda was just, really interested in seeing what the date was about, who it was, how did it go, and everything, okay? So Mama E walks in. Let me tell you something. Mama E is strolling in every scene, looking boombampal.com beautiful, okay? She looks so good. Shout out to Mama E. So, Mama E comes in and, the girls are just giddy to get right into the topic of situation at hand, okay? So, they asked Mama E, how was the date? And Mama E said, well, it wasn't hard to find him, first of all, because when I walked in, he had on all purple, looking like Barney. We see each other. And so, Towanda wasn't too bothered by the purple because purple is Tawanda's favorite color. And it didn't bother me too much either because purple is the color of royalty, as you see today. Here's the purple, period. Ask the people, they know about it. So, she said, that this man just was not right for her. She had no reason to give him her phone number. In my opinion, I think he was just too basic for Mama E, okay? Mama E, talked about,
Mama E said purple, people eater.
People eater, okay.
Yeah. He was a purple man. She said he was a nice guy. Just wasn't for her.
Mm-mm. Anything else on that scene, Auntie?
Well, like we said, it's the Trina, Towanda, and Mama E show. Okay, Miss E as they call her. Like you said, I like that. I like Miss E showing up. I ain't trying to do nothing, Royaire. I wasn't crazy about Mama Z wig. It just seemed that. It just seemed like it wasn't situated right. I kept looking at the screen wanting to fix it. Okay. What did Sheree do to what was that, to Kim? She just wanted to shift it a little bit.
I can't.
I just wanted to shift it. I kept wanting to shift it. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at that scene. I just wanted to fix it. But, other than that, yes, come on now. See, the wig was distracted. Something wasn't right. They didn't braid the plaits down tight enough. I don't know what it was, but that wig needed to be shifted just a little bit, right?
It just needed a little cock to the side. Just a little
cock to the side. So, she made a little joke about Towanda, and the alopecia thing. Listen, they alopecian us to death. We get it. We understand, Towanda. Your hair was not the same. It was thin and it was falling out, and now you don't have no hair. We're proud of you for showing us all this, but we get it. Okay, you told us 6 episodes. This is the 7th episode where you mentioned it, and it looks like she's gonna mention it in the finale too. I had enough. So then, Trina was sitting there, and Trina talking about. She said that, because they talk about the photo shoot coming up in that nail salon scene, and she just said that she wished she want them to Photoshop her because she's in the struggle right now. And you know what, Roy? I'm gonna be honest with you. I know about the struggle.
Don't we all? I think all of us have a little bit of that struggle. Okay, listen.
She said she wished she had more time to lose a couple more pounds before the photo shoot. She said, but it is what it is, and she gonna show up for the photo shoot. And she also, she had just got her hair done. I don't know if you noticed in that scene, they talked a little bit about the financial struggles. And Mama E tried to act like, oh, Trina, don't worry, you could afford it. Trina was looking like,
because she said she not singing backup for Toni no more, so she ain't collecting that check no more. She not getting the background vocal check. The BBG.
They was like, just put a wig on. She was like, I just got my hair done. I wish I knew the photo shoot was coming because I wouldn't have spent all this money to get my hair done. And Mommy like, oh girl, don't worry, just do. Trina looked at her like, girl. And I know this. I'm gonna assume there's a little struggle because every time we see them at the food scene, I don't really be seeing no food ordered. But we'll get to that. But that's all with the nail salon. It was cute.
Just a little, filler spot. I took it as so okay.
So we want to go to the Toni Braxton rehearsal. Yes.
Toni is in rehearsal. Okay, we are preparing for this residency that no one has heard about. Okay. Ain't nobody heard about this residency, Diva. And I am really the people did not leave anything in the comments last week. And I was really curious about how it went and what went down. I searched, I Googled, I found nothing. Okay. So we need to figure out what happened with this residency. But anyways, as we all know, Toni and Cedric the Entertainer are headed to Vegas. And so we're in our last couple of weeks before Mother's Day when the show was supposed to premiere. Toni is doing her singing. Cedric is doing his comedic stand-up. And so Trina, Towanda, and Mama E, they come into the scene as Toni is rehearsing and practicing, okay? Toni opened up to us about her and Cedric, have created a nice bond during this time. Yeah. Cedric and Cedric's daughter and Toni's son used to date. And so that's how they first kind of got into knowing each other. Although their relationship didn't work out, Cedric and Toni still have remained friends. So this has been kind of an easy transition for Toni to work with Cedric. Also, I thought it was really nice that Cedric opened up about his mom as well having lupus. So he was kind of able to understand the fatigue, the stress, the sickness that Toni is going through as well, okay? So for some reason, Toni is just having this obsession with becoming a comedian for whatever reason it is. And so Cedric is supporting Toni in this comedic role for whatever reason. And so Toni opens up about some jokes about, vegetables hanging out. And, it just was not a good joke at all. I truly, truly think that Toni needs to stick to her singing and let Cedric stick to telling the jokes. And together, I really think that they could come up with a pretty good show. Don't know exactly how it turned out because, as I said, we haven't heard anything, but, we'll continue to do our research. Toni, and the family get together soon after her little rehearsal and just kind of update one another on what's going on, as far as Toni.
You go there into that scene. Okay. Yeah, let me your mic is yeah. Let me talk about the Toni Braxton rehearsal situation. I'll say this first of all. I like the name of the show, The Love and Laughter, right? I like it. I think it's a really creative, cute name. Cedric the Entertainer, he's another one in the struggle. it was a lot going on there was said. Okay. It was a lot going on there was said, and I'm gonna leave that alone because we already agreed that the struggle is real, right? With the food and the eating and all that. Because it said had a lot going on. I was like, what's going on with Cedric the Entertainer? Right? Thick as grits there. But anyway, we'll carry on. So I appreciate them trying to blend the show, but if Cedric is not going to sing one of Toni Braxton's songs, why does Toni Braxton feel she got to tell a joke? I'm confused about that because that joke was not funny. I was waiting for the punchline, and the crazy thing about it was I thought it was cute when Towanda, when they were showing Miss E, Towanda, and Trina face, they was like, we love our sister. She could do many things, but telling jokes is not one of them. And when Trina told her joke, it was funnier than the joke that Toni was telling. Listen, Toni is an entertainer. That girl has got the it factor because I think Toni's in her 50s now. She still looks amazing. Lupus and all of these autoimmune diseases, they're so heartbreaking because it's like, how does this stuff arise? Where does it come from? Is it a mixture of stuff? How can we perhaps maybe prevent these particular things? So my heart always breaks for Toni because she has these heart issues. She's dealing with the lupus and she's still out there trying to live her best life and still do the craft that she loves doing. I really commend her for that. And Toni just seems like she's a little more laid back and evened out versus the other sisters. You know what I mean? She just seems like she doesn't really like the mess, that she understands and appreciate that, family needs to be family, because life, is like the blink of an eye. You could be loving on someone today and tomorrow they could be gone. So I did appreciate that all of them came to see her at rehearsal. Cedric the Entertainer was there, and Cedric was saying Toni's funny. All right, Cedric, I ain't mad at you. That's your girl, like as in a friend. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta hype her up. And the show is 1.5 hours, and I can't remember which one of them said it. I think it was Tamar, just in a letter later, like off thing. She said, doing a show is not easy, especially when you figure you're up there singing, you're up there dancing, whatever. So it gave me more of appreciation because you talking about a 1.5 out of a show, and she has conditions, right? Just imagine the people like Usher, Beyonce, Janet Jackson, who do these high level production shows. I often used to joke about the tickets. Now I still ain't down with nobody $1,000, $2,000 ticket, but I understand a little bit more why and how tickets have to cost so much, because these individuals are really putting a lot of hard work on their bodies, so to speak. They deserve it. So I'm praying for Toni Braxton because she's dealing with a lot just emotionally, and she's dealing with a lot in her own personal life. Physically, thank you. And she's like a testament to anybody out there because she's open about her condition. So I'll back up and say this about Towanda. I'm glad she's open about her condition, because anybody else who is out there suffering with the same condition, they kind of can get encouraged by seeing this, right? And it's reality TV. So I let up off her neck a little bit.
Yeah, I think more so, I don't think that Toni is not into the drama and all of that. I think that she can't handle it physically. The physicality that it does to her body, she knows that she cannot handle that because of the lupus. And so even in the earlier seasons of the Braxtons, the first Braxton's Family Values, a lot of those scenes that were drama filled, Toni would remove herself from those scenes because, as she has said, she just physically cannot handle that drama, that back and forth, the stress. And I think, in my opinion, that is a lot of the reason why, and we'll kind of talk about that later on as well, she struggles dealing with Tracy's passing, because it's that emotional turmoil. And when you're emotionally like that, it messes with you physically. It can physically cause you to be sick. And as I watch more, I think that is a little bit as well as why she kind of puts that wall up, if you may, of, I miss Tracy, but I'm not going to get into those emotions because I just can't handle it right now. So, interesting perspective on Toni. I like your perspective.
Yeah. You could go into the lunch with Miss E, Towanda, and Trina. You want to talk about that?
If you want to talk about that, that'll work for me.
Okay. So there's a lunch again. It's Missy, Towanda, and Trina, and that is why we are telling y'all that this is a Towanda and Trina show, because they are like in every single scene. But you know what? I ain't mad at them. Earn your money, make your money, and you know what? A lot been on Miss E back too for this the return of the Braxtons. Mm-hmm. I hope Miss E is raking in the checks, okay? Because y'all better not be taking advantage of the senior citizen. Don't do that.
And she need a tax break too.
That's right. Pay Missy her money. Don't do that, because Miss E is showing up and showing out. She come to the scenes dressed, ready, and she talking. Mm-hmm. And she doing her confessionals, right? So pay Miss E some good money. So they're at lunch, right? And after lunch, they're talking about the promotional photo shoot that's coming up with the famous celebrity photographer, Derek Blanks. Derek Blanks got what? Come on now.
Derek, if you see us, we need your help, sir. We need some. So hit us up.
Hit us up, sir. And can we get the non-celebrity discount? Because we don't have celebrity money at this moment.
We're not there yet, but we on our way.
We on our way. So while we down here, can you give us the celebrity discount? But we got first introduced to Derek Blanks when he and pull up his Instagram while I'm talking, Royaire. That would show the people a little bit. So we got introduced to Derek Blanks, from what I remember, Royaire, on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Remember, he slayed that photo shoot. I forgot. That's when reality TV was good. Remember who was hosting that photo shoot where they had the alternate.
Candy Birds was hosting the photo shoot that they were doing.
Come on now, give Candy her props. Give Candy her props. That was back when they did events that we cared about, that we liked. That photo shoot was everything, wasn't it?
Everything.
Listen, this is Derek Bright. Oh shoot! Look at Derek.
Look in the.
Come on, Derek. Oh.
Ooh.
Shucks. We need Derek in our life.
Derek.
Hi, Derek. Listen,
look, Derek, we love you. P.O.P. Hold it down.
You're a fool. I cannot. Come on now. Let's show some more pictures of Derek.
Listen, here's Mimi Foss. Foss. Love and Hip Hop. Serving. Look at this green. You better with my favorite color.
Like, come on, Mimi. I mean, does Derek just live in the gym?
I mean, baby.
Does he go home from the gym, or he has
Body
a room in the gym?
Okay.
Come on.
Body for weeks.
Body. Oh my.
Here he is with
Who's that?
Oh, she's one of America's Next Top Model. Yes, Takari.
Oh, look at her. Look at her. Come on, she looking good. But you know what? He's a celebrity photographer.
Yes.
And he does a really, really good job. Okay.
Amazing.
He will help. He has even taken, if I'm not mistaken, Royaire, he's taken really nice pictures. You see how he posed you? We need him. You see him? He has taken amazing pictures of Fantasia. Amazing pictures of Fantasia. He knows his job.
Beyonce, Usher. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Oh shoot! Come on, he's doing the thing. So, like I said,
Chrisette Michelle. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he's that guy for photography. I remember, like I said, him from what'd you call it? Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes.
And that alter ego photo
Alter
shoot.
ego photo shoot. That's what it was. Alter
It was
ego.
the alter ego photo shoot, and the thing was everything. So he did the photo shoot for the Braxtons, and they was there talking about it. Mama E, Towanda,
Ooh,
and
not Viola Davis. Come on. Oh, yes, come on.
come
Hit
on
the people.
now. And he and was that Wendy or Papa
That
Wendy?
was Wendy. It was
Okay.
Wendy.
So so they were saying that they're happy that Derek's gonna do this, and they said they're gonna miss Tracy, right? And then Tracy likes the hummingbirds. So they said like they had got him to do a selfie, and then all of a sudden they saw like a hummingbird just flying over the lunch place that they was at, and it was like, that's Tracy. I do like the incorporation of the moments where they feel like Tracy is there. What are your thoughts, Royaire?
I thought that was so beautiful. And I thought it was very interesting because if you remember, while they were sitting at the table, Towanda had said one of her comments was, I just feel like Tracy's going to walk in the room at any moment now and just say something funny. And I thought it was beautiful that not even probably 5 minutes after that, the hummingbird came flying through. And I love that they are sticking to the remembrance of Tracy. If it wasn't for Tracy, would they be back here at this time? You know what I'm saying? It's a great question to say that, or in my opinion, a great statement that really Tracy opened the door for them to continue the work that they were working on and hopefully complete what she desired for them to complete. I love that they just are really, really trying to do what she asked. That's one thing that I enjoy, is when people try to follow through with what the loved one has asked for them to complete.
Hold on to that thought, because we got stuff to talk about. No, okay. You can keep talking, but I want you to remember you said that. You said, I loved what?
When people follow through with the wishes that were left behind.
Oh, they following through? Okay, we're going to talk. Go ahead. They following through. Now what I love that you said too, Royaire, this is what I totally agree on. I feel like Tracy was the catalyst that helped bring this show back. And that is heartwarming to me, that they got this renewed opportunity out of a tragedy. There's coming some greatness, because they got the opportunity to do the show again. And they should really use this opportunity to level up and not stay down.
That's true.
And I think it is questionable, with a huge question mark, whether they're leveling up. But we'll get to that. We're going to have a conversation, you and I and the people, and we may even have to do a poll, because you just raised my emotions up with that.
We may fall on the same side. We may. So let's see. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Overall, I thought the restaurant scene was very beautiful. I would love to go there when I go. I believe they were in LA. When I go out to LA, I would love to go to that restaurant. I love the greenery, the koi fish pond. Everything was just a beautiful moment. And I thought that was a beautiful scene, to bring up Tracy once again and to see her come, in a moment. So that was really, really nice.
Yeah. Isn't Derek, though, maybe he was just out in LA, but I thought he was from Atlanta.
Based in Atlanta, yes.
Okay, because we could go to Atlanta. We can't be getting up off planes for the photo shoot and they got to fly to LA. We could fly to Atlanta.
But I want to say their production company is based in Atlanta, in LA, though.
Oh, okay.
So
us now and Derek, because we gotta have a Derek moment. I need to know: do we need to fly to LA or do we fly to Atlanta? We gotta.
We gonna meet you in Atlanta, Mr. Derek, because I believe that's. I mean, you tell us where to meet you and we gonna do it, but
we prefer Atlanta.
We prefer. Please.
Okay. You just have to use my points to get to Atlanta. I ain't got enough points for LA. We gotta use points, okay? We gotta use points, but we're gonna carry on. Let's get to photo shoot day. So photo shoot day, and you can chime in whenever you want, Royaire. Photo shoot day, we have a separation of the houses. a separation of the Braxtons. We got Mama E. We call her Mama E over here, but y'all know the show called Miss E. Mm-hmm. We got Towanda, we got Trina, and we got Toni, all in LA, okay, for the photo shoot with Derek Blanks. Okay, Tamar is not there. They mentioned that Tamar is doing her own thing. Okay, and then so Tamar is in Atlanta doing her own photo shoot with her lemon pepper chicken wings and her French fries and cutting beads off her stomach that been there for. Talking about she releasing the energy. Okay, so they all kind of give like a small snippet as to why Tamar is not there and they miss her, but they talk about how they really miss Trina energy not being there for the photo shoot. And Toni, I guess, was the spokesperson as to why Tamar wasn't there, because in the confessional she want to talk about, I understand Tamar can't leave the kid. Tamar has left the kid to go on tour. She left the kid for less, but now she can't leave the kid to come to a photo shoot. But see, I'm going to circle back, Royaire, to your thing of you glad that they carrying on what Tracy wanted them to do. In my opinion, I feel what they did to Tracy, they now had transferred that energy to Tamar. I think it's a disgrace. I think it is hateful. I think it is mean. I think that they are not coming together as a family, because what they should have did before they shot this scene and Photoshop Tamar into the promo pictures is they should have spoke to Tamar and they should have made it comfortable for her and clear that, you know what, Tracy wanted us to do this together. Can you get to LA so that we can all do this photo shoot together with Derek Blanks? Before I go on, I'm going to say this, that all of them looked amazing. First, they did this whole gold outfit thing, and then they all changed into like another outfit and did something also like pictures with that. Towanda looked good, okay? Liking the bald head on her. I know it's her alopecia, but I'm just saying I like it, right?
She has the face and the head for it.
She does. Toni Braxton, she got to give us posing skills, honey, because Toni know how to take a picture. She slayed down the picture every single. What? Come on now. Hair blowing in the wind. Come on now. Toni slayed what? She slayed it down every single time. Okay. Every shot. Trina did the best she could, and Trina did what she could. And Missy, she came and she did her thing. She had on her gold and she slayed, okay? And so they took their photos or whatever. And Toni must weigh 2 pounds soaking wet. Okay?
Oh my God.
Tiny.
And I just was like, I just wanted to give her a piece of cornbread. It's
cornbread, biscuits, gravy,
everything.
Toni is tiny. Well, honey, she might have slayed them pictures. But and go ahead. Oh, and add the fact that Sean came in surprise.
Oh, yes, that was so beautiful.
He surprised Towanda, and he came in and brought her some flowers.
You so petty. Listen, okay. I just want to take a moment out for this because, as you said, we are talking about this. I thought it was beautiful that Towanda opened up about her alopecia as well in this scene. She talked about in that first season that she used to wear her hair in pigtails. And as you know, I've been rewatching the Braxtons. And so I did notice that a lot. Well, then in season 2, they had a stylist, so she was able to kind of wear her hair in different styles. And I did notice that as well. Towanda talked about how liberating and free it has been for her, to be able to, not wear a wig and not have hair and to still feel worthy of herself and worthy of the love that people give her, even without her hair. So I thought that was really, really beautiful. In regards to your statement of us sitting down and calling Tamar and making her comfortable and all of that, um, in the history of the Braxtons, now this show has been on for 8 years now. When have we ever been able to sit down and tell Tamar what to do? Okay. So
no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, we ain't gonna just roll on by that. No. My problem with the whole thing is that they keep shoving down our throat that Tracy wanted unity. Mm-hmm. Tracy wanted them to come back and show the world, because this is what they're really saying. Tracy wanted them to come back and show the world what sisterhood was really like, what the Braxton sisterhood was really like, and how they can actually stick together.
So Tamar got that same message, right? She got the same message.
She got the same message, but hold on now. But Tracy, always felt like the outsider. It seems as if right now they're continuing this outsider mentality where, Tamar is the outsider. And I don't like it. Tamar was not told about Tracy's illness. Tamar was not told about Scratchy's situation. Tamar is always the last to know. And I don't think it's right. I wonder if Tamar knows that Mama E went on a date. Everybody else know.
But like you said, everybody else knows. Why are you the only individual that never know anything? Where are you that you are not connecting yourself to the family as everyone else is? Now, if you knew, you said you was there for Tracy. This is what Tamar said. You were there. Even after you found out, after everybody else, you were there. So you know what her wishes was. Tamar got in the confessions and said that she did this because this is what Tracy wanted, okay? Now, you know that Tracy wanted this. Towanda knew, Trina knew, Toni knew, Miss E knew. Towanda, Trina, Miss E, and Toni were there, as they should have been. But you chose to exclude yourself. That's a choice that you made. You chose not to show up. But then you want to play this, I'm the outcast, nobody wants me, nobody is supporting me. But you chose not to show up. You chose not to be here as a family. And the girls said, even Toni said, Towanda, Trina, it's awkward without Tracy and Tamar not being here. It's just off. It doesn't feel right. So you were missed. Your presence was missed. It was off. But because you chose, in my opinion, and sometimes it's necessary, but you chose to be selfish and not show up, this is the result. She made a choice. And it was a selfish choice. And it may have been for her. Sometimes you have to do selfish things. But it was a selfish choice. Because as she said, I'm doing this for Tracy. Those were the words that came out of Tamar's mouth. So if you're doing this for Tracy, why wasn't doing this for Tracy enough for you to show up for the family photo shoot that was already planned? Instead, you chose to spend money of your own to set up your own production for them to crop you in a picture.
I think we need to do a poll, Royaire, because I'm feeling like this whole season, y'all been on Tamar's back, and it's unfair. Okay, it ain't right. It's messy. If Toni's the older sister, if anything, she should do more to rally the folks together and say, "Hey, look, y'all, we already have one sister gone because of the foolery, right? We know how Tamar is. In my family, I have two sisters. I have a brother. I know the temperament of my siblings. So somebody has got to give in for the greater good, no matter what situation it is, right? If you out on vacation with friends and 9 people want to go to the movies and 1 want to go roller skating, well, we going to the movies. And you, we go on roller skating. You understand what I'm saying? You always got to have some type of give and take. If I was the older sibling in the Braxton situation, I would have personally called Tamar and said, "Look, Tay-Tay. how can we make this right? We're all here for Tracy. If that is so, it's a photo shoot. Even if you come there and have Derek do your photos first, you say hi and bye to everybody and you keep it pushing. Let's do that. Let me help you. Do you need my points for the plane fare to LA? What we got to do?
I'm just tired of catering to Tamar. I'm just tired of it. We've been catering to Tamar for 8 years. When are you gonna grow up and be mature and do the big girl things that need to be done? Grow up. Grow up. That's just how I see it. And maybe you need to just go back and rewatch the first couple of seasons of the Braxtons, Auntie, because Tamar was a trip. She was a true trip. And anytime that anybody would try to tell Tamar that she was wrong for what she did or how she did, Tamar couldn't receive it. Nobody ever wants to hear me out. It's always my fault. Well, sometimes we got to look at the man in the mirror.
Felicia, I appreciate you because we probably in the train car alone. Okay, we probably off on the island by ourselves. So Trina, Towanda, and Missy have no job. Tommy from Martin, if y'all know about that. Tamar and Toni are booked and busy. Multiple streams of income. Why couldn't they come to Atlanta or make concessions for the shoot? Felicia, I'm with you on that. Okay.
What's Tamar booked and busy doing?
She booked and busy. Don't do that. Don't do that, Royaire. Don't do that. But anything else about the photo shoot? I mean, she had it was strange, but listen, it's reality, right? They told us the truth. They let us know that she was photoshopped in because they even when they took the one picture where it was going to be the group together, he said, no, you got to move over because we're gonna plot Tamar in there in the picture, right? He told them after when they were sitting down, like Toni was sitting down and Towanda was sitting down, he said, move over because we're about to we gotta Photoshop Tamar in the picture. So it was the truth that Tamar was kind of photoshopped in. Sean came and gave the flowers, like I said.
Before you move on, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Because we gotta address Tamar, okay? And this is why I can't get with her vibes, okay? Now, Tamar was sitting in her confessional as she was, doing her Atlanta shoot. And so the producer sat and asked Tamar, they said, Tamar, does it feel strange that you're doing this photo shoot by yourself? And Tamar said, well, what do you mean strange? Well, does it feel different because everyone else is doing this together and you're doing this by yourself? And she said, it doesn't feel connected to me. And the production and my family, they're connecting. I'm not connecting with the production. So that's why I've chosen to do this alone. Now, if we're doing stuff for our sister who is passed on, don't we think we can push past everything else that's going on and what you dislike and how you don't like and you to be about Tracy? And see, in my opinion, and I believe I've said this before, this is why Tracy didn't tell you, because you don't know how to make stuff about other people. She don't know how to make stuff about other people. It's always about Tamar. Even when Toni talked about her lupus, what did Tamar do? Have a moment for me. I've been so selfish and I. It's not about you. This is about Toni. Yet another situation about Tracy and Tamar making it about her. But we'll move on.
There's a lunch again. And there's 2 stars of the show are definitely at the lunch. It's Toni, Trina, Towanda, go to lunch, okay? And it's pretty much seems like it's a little bit after the photo shoot. And, Toni was pretty much saying like she missed these moments where they get together and they have an opportunity to just sit down and talk. And they was all, I want to say, out in LA, so that because that's where Toni was preparing to do the show with Cedric, right? And that's where they did the photo shoot with Derek Franks. And so they said pretty much like, what about Tamar? And they talked about how they just missed her at the photo shoot, and again they said they understand. Now, why did Toni order all of that food that she wasn't?
It is this big, like, girl.
she ain't gonna eat none of it. She's talking about, I take the shrimp toast, I'll take this, I'll take that, I'll take this. Can we, and then gonna go, can we split a martini? So y'all buying 99 entrees and y'all want to split the martini. Like, you gotta make that make sense. But anywho, right? And so what did they talked about? That's when she mentioned how it's nice working with Cedric because he understands her because his mom has lupus, right? She said Cedric could dance. So, I love to see some footage of Cedric getting it in, right? She said Cedric could dance. And then they talked about marriage because they did ask Trina, like, I'm not Trina. They asked Towanda, when are her and Sean gonna jump the broom, tie the knot? She talking about she don't know, but collectively they've been together for 9 years. That's a long time. And that went pretty fast, right? So they've been together 9 years. And, she says she doesn't know, but of course, she really loves Sean. And then they called Trina. I forgot what celebrity they compared it to that got married so many times. But Trina was pretty much like, she going to keep getting married till she get it right. And she's very happy now with Vaughn. And yes, she was married a few times. So it's just, just crazy. So, but Toni says she feels like her get married period in her life is over. So she's pretty much going to be, probably single for the rest of her life. I will say this. I think that it's never too late. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
When you find somebody and they happen to be the right one, listen, there's a lot of, not even joked about it. There's a lot of jokes about J-Lo and how many times she got married, this, that, and that. But I think J-Lo prefers to be married versus just dating someone and in a relationship and perhaps just living with said person. Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at anybody who wants to keep trying their hand at love and, don't give up. And I don't think there is a window in which, if you didn't get married before you were 50, you didn't get married before you were 60, then that's a wrap for you. I don't think that's so. I think God can bless you at any given time. And whether your husband or your spouse or whatever you want comes when you 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever the person came. Only advice I could give to you is whether you feel like you got a dime in the bank or $100 in the bank, get yourself an airtight prenup. You better ask Portia Williams. Your thoughts, Royaire?
I thought that was a really nice scene that the ladies were, sitting and talking together. I thought it was cute that Toni compared the relationship between Towanda and Sean to Sex and the City. I thought that was super funny because I watched Sex and the City, so that was a cute little moment. As you said, Diva, I don't think it's ever too late to get married. I think Toni has, in my opinion, such strict standards that she's not willing to break, number one. But also, number two, I don't think that she at times can emotionally handle relationships, especially when it comes to her sickness, because, as I said earlier, when stress comes to her, it affects her physical body. And in any relationship, there are stressful situations. And in the people that she was dealing with, aka Birdman, I can just only imagine the type of stress that you were under on a regular basis with all of the things that he's into and they allege about him and, all of those things. So I just think from that aspect, that's why Toni is just kind of like, I got my boys, I have my career. I love being, by myself. She spends a lot of time with herself. So I think she's just kind of used to being Toni Braxton, herself. I said, Trina, not in 3 marriages. 3? Okay, girl. Yeah, that was about it for that. Towanda and her man together 9 years. That time has flown by, Diva. That time has really, really flown by. Now, I was counting out the years. Does this 9 years include her first marriage? Was she in a relationship with this man while she was with her? Okay.
No, we got to count back the years. I don't technically think so. I don't know. I'm still, the jury for me is still out on Sean. I'm not quite sure how I feel or don't feel.
I like Sean.
Why? Because he came to the photo shoot and showed up with some flowers?
No, even before that, I just feel like based on what Towanda was dealing with in her first marriage, a man that don't work, don't support me, don't really do anything other than be a father to our children, and to now have this man who works and is supportive of my children, they're supportive of me, he's present, it's just a big flip from what I'm used to seeing in Towanda in her relationships. So I think he's good for her.
I think though that not too much on Trina. I have okay. I I think when it comes to our first marriage though, like when someone's in the entertainment field in a family, like if either both of y'all are in it, let's say one person is in it, there involves a lot of travel, a lot of going away, a lot of different times. So for instance, I'm gonna go, even though she never married him, I'm gonna talk Jennifer Hudson and her son's father, David. I forgot his last name right now, right? Well, he ended up getting custody of their son because when they were together, he was the primary caregiver.
He was the stable parent.
Yeah, because she had to travel and all of that.
Right.
I think what Towanda did was she portrayed this picture when they was on the Braxtons originally, that he was such this horrible person, and she didn't acknowledge the fact that he was the one that was staying home while she was overseas and doing all of this travel with Toni Braxton being the backup singer and all of that. No. I feel like she kind of railroaded him and painted this picture of him that wasn't necessarily quite so.
You need to go back and watch the recap, the re-seasons, because Towanda gave I cannot remember his name, but Towanda gave that man his props. She told everybody, and in her confessionals as well, he's a wonderful father. He's a great father, but he's not a provider. Towanda wanted him to work so that she can be home with the children, but that man refused.
So she didn't want to go on tour with Toni.
She didn't want to be Toni's assistant. She said that over and over again. How many times did Towanda say on the first? I'm tired of being Toni's assistant. She tried to find a replacement. Toni wasn't satisfied.
Thank you, Andre.
Thank y'all. Yes.
He was tired of being Toni's free assistant.
Oh, she was getting paid, from my understanding.
None of them had no money. She wasn't really getting paid like that. We're not going to fight about this, Royaire. Okay. But I'm just saying, I feel like he was the stay-at-home dad who, once she got on the show, she wanted to play down a little bit, like he just needed to get a job. But you was with him, you got with him, he wasn't working. Well, let me do this for you. You know what confuses me about people? You meet somebody at the corner, they ain't got no job, no money, nothing. You dust them off, you bring them in your home, and you want to call them your man or your mate or whatever the case may be. And then later on, you want to be like, you need to get a job. You need to stop being lazy. But you met them jobless and broke, and you took them in.
He wasn't jobless, according to what she said. He was working out of town. She started touring with Toni again. He stopped working. You just got to go back and rewatch the earlier seasons, boo, because I think you're forgetting some things. But okay.
Okay, we digress because we went back to the Braxton family values where there were no values, and now we're
Come on, no values.
The brag. That's why they drop family values, because they know they ain't got none.
Oh, shoot.
Let's go on, right? So we carry on, and Sean and Towanda have a date. You could talk about that because you love them so much.
Yes, so they had a beautiful date together. I thought it was super, super nice. So they went and, they got seated at their table. And it's just such a I feel this, such a sexual chemistry between them. And I think that's what really keeps them together. It's just something about that I see it all the way there. But anyways, Towanda, was sitting there and was talking about she's getting ready to go do an interview, about her alopecia as well as her skincare line that she is has. And so, as we did for Tamar and her candle line, we're gonna go ahead and show Towanda's, skincare. We gotta show up for Towanda, just like we showed up for Tamar. So, she opened up about her alopecia and how it was a really big struggle for her, but Sean, was actually there for her to love her through that, and he helped her feel comfortable with cutting off her hair, and being bald and bold and beautiful in her own skin. So here's her little product line. Okay. Formerly known as Ladybug. You remember them talking about this in the earlier seasons?
I do. Okay, wait, hold on. Don't go too fast now. You know what? The website is not bad. We seen worse. Yeah. Okay, let's see. You gonna go shop? Okay. Mm-hmm. Work hard, pray hard. Okay. All right, how much the t-shirt? $25. Not bad. What's this book? What's this book? Brand Story, e-guide, and workbook, $50. All right. Her website is not looking bad. Okay, come on. Let's see what else is for. That's all we could shop for? What happened?
I'm confused.
Where's the skin?
That's what I thought.
Royaire, you brought us here not to show us nothing.
I was just Googling just like everybody else, okay?
Where the products?
Child. Oh, okay. Here her little serum. $45 Ageless Day Moisturizer. A charcoal wash. Okay. I love a good charcoal wash now.
How much is it?
$45.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Skincare is not cheap. Don't do that.
Get out of here. Where's Trina's line?
Yes. Now, I couldn't remember what Trina was doing. What was Trina doing?
Some skincare.
She said a skincare too.
Yeah. I could have sworn she said that what's the name? Trina was going to have some type of oils for the bald head with the alopecia, and then she said, "I got a skincare line." All right, we'll stop sharing. And when you
not sure about that. Yeah. But anyways, she just opened up about her appreciation for Sean and how he's been supportive of her and just really truly helping her during this, time of alopecia and thereafter. She said he's a great provider, he's a great boyfriend, he's a great stepfather to the children, and he is just everything that Towanda has been waiting for and asking for. And I just thought they had a beautiful relationship. So, she opened up about how she didn't feel comfortable at first taking off her wig in front of him. And I want to ask, Diva, as a female, would you feel uncomfortable if you wore wigs, taking off your wig in front of your significant other?
No.
Okay.
Because you got to see everything.
Okay.
You got to see the real. You got to see the raw. When I say naked, I mean naked me. You understand what I'm trying to say? No makeup. I don't mind the glammed up, but you got to see what this is about with nothing on, because I got to make sure you like me for who I am, because everything can fade, everything can go.
Yeah,
you gotta like the person for what it is. So no, I'm not sleeping with my wig on. Yeah, and listen, I had people out there that help me take these braids out my head, and when you take braids out your hair, shoot.
All day process.
But not only it'll be an all day process, depending upon who you are, what your hair look like when the braids come out, it could look a little wicked. Help me get these braids out and wash it and get all this matted up, out my hair. No, I'm not one, this is what it is. I'm gonna turn on the lights, girl. You understand what I'm saying?
Because some of the girls, they won't show their face, they won't show their hair. I mean, beat to the gods going to bed and beat to the gods waking up. I mean,
Wait. Burley Girl, where is he gonna be at? You know, Lenny Kravitz is another one. He's a good-looking man. But tell me, he's coming to Jersey or the city. I gotta see how much the tickets are. I'll look. But no, I'm one that even we're not doing nothing in the dark. Let me see.
Turn on all the lights.
Put the spotlight on them. You gotta know what you get.
You want the ring light up?
You guys see if they plucking them teeth out at night? No, I need to know. Are they permanently in your mouth, or do you take them in and out? Like, I need to know. Come on, keep the amen lights on. You was that Toni Braxton like, turn off the lights? No, turn on the light.
Clap on. Oh my God.
Turn on the light. We ain't playing them games over here. So, but you know what? I do understand that if you're going through a little, it's easier, right, for me to say, right? But I can understand if you're going through a little something, because when it comes to the ladies and the women, it's like everything is your hair. How long?
Your hair is your crown. I mean, that is what has been taught to us. Your hair is your crown.
Right. How long is your hair? Is it your hair? What's your real hair look like? Is it thin? Is it thick? It's just so much pressure. So I can understand what she was going through. You almost like the shame or whatever, like, oh my God, I'm balding. I know he likes me, but he's used to seeing me like this. What is he going to think when he doesn't see my hair? And maybe see that I don't have any hair. I will say this. I really, really, really do appreciate her having this conversation. I'm going to give it to her. I appreciate her having the conversation. I appreciate her showing that I'm going to just go ahead and wear my hair bald. It is what it is. I will say this is very freeing. Like, I get to places quicker than I normally would because I ain't gotta do nothing to my hair, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh, y'all want me to meet you?
I'm thinking about chopping off mine for real, because I am over it.
Okay, like I'll be there soon. Now, I'll just get there a few minutes sooner. I ain't getting it.
Not we still late, but okay.
Just not as late, okay? I'm just not as late, but I'm, so it is what it is. But I truly do appreciate that conversation with her. And you know what? I'm still giving Sean the side eye, but I will try to, but I only got one more episode to figure out who he is. So, and they don't traditionally do reunions. We need to send somebody a message to say they need to do a reunion, because I would love to hear more about Tamar at this reunion. And how she felt the season went, so forth and so on. So I don't know. They are executive producers, so maybe we could go in their comments and tell them y'all need to do a reunion.
Well, they did that one reunion with Wendy Williams, and it just didn't,
Oh, that was.
Remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
So. Move on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's do the last scene, which was heart-wrenching in a way. It was Toni, Cedric, and they went to the Jennifer Hudson show. And so
so before you get too far into this,
okay, yes.
Do you watch the Jennifer Hudson show?
See, you know what? Now, why you do that, Royaire?
This is why we ain't heard nothing about this the residency, because ain't nobody.
You wrong for that. Why you do that? Why you do that? Because I like J Hud. I like J
Hud too, but I was just like, well, no wonder ain't nobody going to the residency, because ain't nobody watching the J Hud show.
Yeah, listen. I yeah, you got me stuttering. Why you do that, man? So. She's not my favorite talk show to watch. I don't know what it is about her that's not pulling me in, but I feel like because Oprah did her thing for decades, people watched her and thought like, oh, it ain't nothing. I'm gonna get me a talk show. because the people watch Wendy Williams, they thought, oh, this ain't nothing, I'm gonna get me a talk show. But yo, it's more than that. You got to have some oomph to it. You got to have something to draw the people in. You got to have something like the shoe can, which all the people be waiting for when their guests come out.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say? So you got to have that it factor.
You better say it. It's the it factor. That is exactly what I just thought about.
You got to have that it factor. Wendy Williams had the it factor. Oprah Winfrey had the it factor. And, you have to give me a moment to think about the others. But on that note, I love Jennifer Hudson, but I don't know if the it factor is there yet. It's just
her it factor is her voice. She's the it factor in singing. She's not the it factor in the television realm. Right. And I think she needs to stick to what she knows, the singing. TV ain't it.
And then she does a lot of singing on that show. And I'm just like, are we doing a concert or a talk show? It's too much for me. It's too much for me. I ain't with it yet.
Not bipolar.
So, I haven't got with it yet. But yeah, so they go to the Jennifer Hudson show. And, it's off of the heels of Tracy's birthday. And Toni, preparing for this Love Laughter tour with Cedric the Entertainer. He is there with her. Her manager is talking to her, and she was telling them, listen, today is an emotional day for me. I'm paraphrasing. It's just emotional. I'm thinking about Tracy. I'm dealing with my own health. It's emotional. And she even broke down and started crying. Like she was emotional when she was talking to Jennifer Hudson about it. But I like the way that Said the Entertainer was kind of holding her hand, putting his hand on her leg to like try to comfort her. And, she was just like, it's just hard. And I do believe grief comes in waves. Maybe 5 days or 3 months, or it could be even 3 years. You're good. And then all of a sudden you break down and you're like, oh my God, my loved one is no longer here. Like, it's just that you will never get over the fact that they're not here. You will exist without them. But every now and then something will happen and you'll really miss that person. You're like, oh my God, I'm missing so-and-so. And so she was missing Tracy because it was recently her second heavenly birthday. And she was just very emotional that day on the J Hud show. But I like Toni. And even when they went to the Jennifer Hudson song, because they always got to do promotional photos and all that. When she stood next to the Entertainer, even when they was taking that picture, she gave face. Listen, that girl could what? Come on, Royaire.
Unbreak her heart, okay? Somebody unbreak Toni's heart, y'all. Stop playing with Toni and somebody unbreak it.
Yeah, impose. I mean, she could give a whole class on how to give the people face and take a picture because Toni stay on ready. Her outfit was cute. Again, she like this big. Her outfit was cute. Her face was cute. I love the way a signature long bob like that. Yes. I love the way they ended the show with that scene. Your thoughts?
Yes. Very emotional. Very, very emotional. You can see that she was fighting back those tears even after they got off set and she was sitting talking to her manager. I love how supportive her manager is. Anything I can do to help you? What do you need? Is this too much? He's truly being there for his artists, and especially in such a sensitive moment. A lot of this stuff that we see with people and their managers is kind of touch and go. The managers aren't really involved as much, but especially into their personal emotional side. But being that Toni, has lupus, she just lost her sister, she's a mom. She has so much going on, and it's beautiful to see that she has a good support system around her to help her through those rough days. Toni, I feel, is still in such a grieving process because I feel she has a sense of guilt as the other sisters do, because in my opinion, Tracy was kind of the sister that was always kind of bitter and mad and always looking for somebody to help her out. And Toni was not always as supportive as the older sister as she could have been. And I feel as Tamar battles with it, she battles with it as well. I feel like they were the two sisters that were least connected to Toni, or excuse me, to Tracy as versus Towanda and Trina. Towanda and Trina were very close to Tracy. So I just feel like she kind of has a bit of guilt behind that as well. Just my opinion. Don't know that to be factual, but overall, I thought it was a nice scene, good way to end the episode. Shout out to Cedric the Entertainer for being there for Toni to support her, and just being a good castmate with her for this, tour that they are on. So, yeah.
Thank you, Roy. And Felicia, I appreciate you for remembering that. Yes, your feelings need a home.
Mm-hmm.
They do. That's why when people keep them bottled up inside, it's no good for them. They start to get depressed, all of that. Your feeling needs a home. If you keep it inside, that's when people start lashing out. They have anger. It's misdirected anger, right? Because they're directing it at the wrong person. It was just a beautiful scene to see that she at least has the support. And just her manager seems very supportive also.
Mm-hmm.
She does seem to have a good support system around her. I pray for the family. And you know what? I don't know how they're going to close this season finale out, but I think a nice thing would be is a good group family session with all the family members. I'm talking Scratchy. I'm talking his dad that they didn't want on the show. I'm talking Papa Braxton. You understand what I'm saying? Sitting next to Mama Braxton during this therapy session.
Spirit, we need you to come on back in the room. We need you to come on back in the room.
You know what? What is her real full name? Spirit.
They didn't give it to us. They don't normally put last names on there.
Yeah.
But let me see. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, fine. Maybe Spirit can come and talk to us. Let's see if we can find Spirit. Because I would like to have a conversation with her. Of course she can't tell us, any of their business, but just in general, it would be a good session for the people just to have someone and kind of talk to her and talk some things through or whatever the case may be. So I think that would be a great thing to do. Overall, Roy, I feel like it was a very even, episode. My emotions were not on a roller coaster. And you want me to add to the stage? Okay. And who said it? I forgot what someone said. Like they said pretty much was, at least I think Felicia said it. At least this wasn't about Kevin Jr.
Yeah.
And there was some unfortunate things on Royaire about Kevin Jr. that has been coming out. Now, his father said it was an old video, but there was a leaked video of Kevin Sr. putting his hands on Kevin Jr. Mm. Now, the father said the video was old. I don't know what to say about that. But it's just, I don't know. It's sad, right? It's just sad. So we shall see. And we'll more into that, and we'll see how his story turns out and pans out. So if I had to rate this episode from a 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8, Royaire. I'm going to give it an 8. What would you give the episode?
Overall, I think I will give this episode, I'm going to say a 7.5.
Okay.
I'm going to say a 7.5. It was not the strongest episode, especially I did see someone else say that this was close to the season finale, or next week will be the season finale. So I feel like for us to be on the breaks of a season finale, we could have got a little bit more maybe, but overall I thought it was a beautiful episode. I think my favorite scene was seeing the hummingbird fly over the restaurant as they were sitting and talking at dinner. I thought that was just such a beautiful moment, and it made me smile. So overall, good episode. 7.5 for me.
Okay, that's good enough. I love it. I like it a lot. Wait, what did you say? Diva, why do Royaire always send you back to 1? Every time he send you back to 1, I think of Brian McKnight. So yeah, I mean I did. I'm appreciating. Listen, I will tell you this too, Royaire. It was worth my they were worth my hour, however long the episodes are. I didn't mind utilizing my time watching them this season.
These 7 weeks have been a complete beautiful situation for me. I love the way that these ladies have really opened back up to us and being somewhat vulnerable in some really important moments. As we talked about, Towanda opening up about her alopecia. That is a very vulnerable thing to open up and talk about. Tamar, I will give her props. Her talking about going to therapy and trying to grow better and do better and actually separating herself from things that could cause her to revert back to her past behaviors. It's nice that she is trying to do those things. Trina in this situation with her being there during Tracy's passing, I am really interested, excuse me, to seeing how Trina is going to move forward in this. I would like to see a little bit more of the counseling and how she's going to deal with that, as well as with her husband in this children's situation, as far as, that whole, having a vasectomy situation. I really want to get more into her relationship with her husband so I can understand the dynamic. I don't understand the dynamic. Do you understand it?
I told you my side eye is on Vaughn and Sean.
Okay.
Okay, Vaughn and Sean.
Okay.
So
More so for me, Sean is okay. I think Sean is
well,
he's raised no red flags anyways. I'll say that.
right. Vaughn more only because I also every now and then when I could stomach it, I watch their cooking show. They got a YouTube channel and I watch it every now and then, but he's too much for me, Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
He's too much for me. God bless her. Like I said, I told you before, thank God she took him off the streets. Don't no other female need to run into no Vaughn. Like he's too much. I mean, you telling the kids to get a vasectomy. There's other ways for you to prevent having a child if that's not what you want to do. But we're not going to go back down that road and fight over that again. I just feel like, he's telling her children this, but he has his own children from previous relationship. Would he be advising them the same way? And I did not like when she was with her son Eric when they was at the axe throwing event and he talked about being sober for however many months and he told them good luck with that. I don't like Vaughn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the red flags are waving for me strongly for Vaughn. Sean, I don't see them just yet. But before we go, is there anything that you would like to see other than what you said a little earlier about the family coming together? Is there anything that you would like to see in this last episode as we prepare to close out for the season?
I would like finally for Miss E and Papa Braxton to have a full circle moment. It's been decades now for them. They haven't been married forever. And this man has a wife, right? He has a wife. And whether the wife is the mistress, and y'all know over here I don't get down with no mistress, but we're way past this now. You got to let it go. He made this decision. That's where he was. And sometimes, we have to look at, I love my motivational speakers that I follow. And Tony Robbins is one of them. And he says, you got to look at things that's not happening to you, but for you. So Mama Braxton, Miss E, look at this breakup as devastating as it was for you at the time and the way it happened, that it happened for you and not to you. Okay. This was the man that was supposed to give you your beautiful children and family, the Braxtons. You are a part of this show now. You are raking in the dollars because you are in every episode. And Papa E over there still doing whatever he got to do to make his money. But you get to do something where you're still spending time with your daughters and you're making money. It's a blessing on top of a blessing. I think so many times people are so busy looking at what they figure is not a blessing that they don't see all the blessings and how they outweigh the other things. She got so much to be grateful and thankful for. And I think the minute she let go of this hate for Papa Braxton, she's going to soar even higher, and she's going to take her children with her. The reason why her children cannot forgive their own siblings is because Mama Braxton didn't teach them about forgiveness. Come on now, Royaire.
And forgiveness is not for you. I mean, excuse me, it's not for them, it's for you.
That part.
It's for you. One thing that I would really, really love to see at the end of this season, I would really love the sisters to sit down and really figure out what Tamar needs in order for the sisters to be there to support her, number one, and to help her grow to be more mature in the decisions that she makes. I feel like sometimes Tamar, and this is just not a Tamar thing, this is really a society thing. We are so stuck on ourselves and doing things for us to make us feel good that sometimes we can miss out on, if we do things as a whole, it will heal us as a whole. Sometimes you need that whole group in order to heal yourself, because some people have things in them that you need, and whereas people have things, there are things in you that other people need. And I think the sisters have that in each other. They have things that each other needs in order to be whole, to move forward. I think the answer for for Tamar, I think the question needs to be answered for Tamar as to why she was not told about Tracy's sickness. I think the sisters do know, and Tamar rightfully deserves that answer. She really, really does. And I just want to see the sisterhood come together before the end of this season. I really, really do. That is my goal for this show.
That would be a beautiful full circle moment.
Beautiful.
It really would be. But Royaire, as usual, I enjoy recapping the Braxtons with you, and let the people know, because this show looks like it's going to be everything. I want to say it's Tamara, because I always confuse the twins. Tia is going to have a reality show that's starting. I want to say it probably starts right after the Braxtons.
October 11th, I want to say it was.
Yeah. And so Royaire and I are going to recap her show on our show. And I just can't wait, to enjoy that. I don't know why is Barbara keep saying send Diva back to season 1. You try to tell to look at it, to
need to go back and watch, boo. You missing some key details.
I'm gonna go look at it because I gotta see what you're saying. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good show with Tia, so we're definitely going to look into that. But listen, guys, we would appreciate it if y'all hit the like button on both of our channels. We're so grateful that y'all spend time and recap while we're recapping that show, that y'all spend time with us. We thank y'all for being here. Don't forget, hit the like button. We're going to drop the link for the finale season when we do recap it, and we'll try to put on our community page to give you a heads up, when we're going to actually recap that show. But have an amazing Sunday. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Hit the like button, share, watch our old recaps. Listen, we 7 weeks into this thing. So if you've been missing what's going on, those shows have been really, really good. So check out Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaire's World. Watch those recaps, hit the like button, and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, turn on those notification bells. That way you see each and every time we go live. Love y'all. Have a wonderful week.